Alright guys, welcome back. So this is to be more duels. Just trying to grind out on Dueling Book. Trying to test out the deck, right? Trying to figure it out. Trying to get the best possible build, right? Because what we want to be able to have a viable deck that we can consistently do well with. Okay, so we do. Okay, you see that I don't do anything, right? I don't do anything. Like I don't do the Doppel search. I don't want to know that I have Doppel in hand, because if you can conceal that information, the better. Because you like, if they have Nibiru, then that's your backup plan. That's your contingency plan. You just go, okay, special jet. This is why I like maxing out on jet, because like the minute you have access to pair it with Junk Converter, your jet's live, assuming your converter resolves, right? That's so that your primary play will be this guy, right? That gets interacted with. Then you pitch for jet, trigger the Doppel, or just continue sequencing off, and then you keep the Doppel in hand. So if he does have Nibiru, you could just go, okay, you have a token, you just pitch for jet, special Doppel, and then go start sequencing off with your middle marcher and going into your shaman, and then just climbing from there and establishing something. Because of course, like right now, right? Let's say I got Nibiru, right? I would still have I depending on the matchup, I would choose what I want to keep, right? I would keep either the strike or keep the Cobbler, because I have to pitch something for jet, right? So yeah, you'll see that if you keep it in hand, you don't necessarily have to do it off the trigger of jet, because Fleur can summon it from your hand. Watch, you see what I mean? Oh, this guy was a fan, dude. Oh, every time I get to duel with you guys, it's just so it's so cool. The fact that you guys enjoy what I do, it's awesome. It's completely awesome. See, so I see how I just summoned the jet off, summoned the Doppel off the floor, right? And then right here, I'm thinking like, what do I want to do? Because I want to be able to have a setup of, because this thing gets evenly. I guess this kind of loses to Dark Ruler, right? Kind of, yeah, because Lightning Storm. But then I guess you'll still save your Crystal Wing. The only thing that'll be affected is just the force on this guy, and then you'll lose your Trish setup. You know, because like you have two ways to Trish, right? You have if you negate first, this becomes a 5, and this is a 2 now. So then you make Trish with this one, but if you don't, then you just make it with Librarian. And just go put Avarice and just try to dig for more hand traps or more strikes or imperm, you know. I draw into them. I should be fine. And then I finally playing Dinos. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting, because like Dinos, right? This is like the setup that is Lost World and Ovi. It's kind of hard to interact with, but the fact that he can't give me a token, because my field is full. I have my own tokens. I can't target his cards, but that doesn't matter. Like Trishla doesn't matter. It doesn't target. I mean, and then he goes negate that. He goes Dragon to force backward, right? And he goes Ovi Raptor. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And he just uses the pitch, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. And I should be over, because I just Trish. I have a monster gate. I have a strike. There's no way. Like there's no way. Look at that. That's an insane versatile field that is there. He opened the Overtex. That's crazy. So you go ahead and go to game 2. And I thought he was gonna go second. I mean at first, because like he saw what I did, and but I should be like, well, Dinos is wild to go second. Like I always want to go second regardless. I was like, well, I need to top deck something here, because he gave me a token, right? It's a level 1. I can potentially like draw a Doppel. Like I need a Doppel to fix his hand, because I have Dark Ruler to negate anything he sets up, right? Like I was like, okay, I should be fine. And then I just need a Doppel, or I need a way to like get my grave set up. You see what I mean? I end up striking the Ovi Raptor. He ends up summoning the Conductor. Oh my god! I was debating whether to negate the baby effect, but I don't know. Maybe I should have, but I was just trying. I don't know. I have no idea what my thought process was at the time. And I draw a junk synchron. I'm like, well, this doesn't really help. Like it doesn't. So I was like, let me just go for it. I have to try to go for like anime luck, and I don't get there. And he gets Ovi, and I just scoop. So we go to game 3, right? I open up pretty good, right? I open up the way. This is the thing where it's kind of tricky, because if they don't Ash here, right? If that's your only opportunity to potentially stop me, like dead in my tracks. But anything past that, you're only losing to Imperm, Valor, or Nibiru because they can't ash you because you'll chain block, and that's the little cool thing about this little sequence, that once you resolve this, you're safe from ash. So then you have the other cards. So I go ahead and draw. I was like, every single time I ask him Rezo, anything, and I'm like, look at this. I end on that. That's still pretty damn good. So he tries to evenly me, and he goes Mystic Mine. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I hope he doesn't freaking just stall me out, because I don't think I have an out for. Oh, yeah, I do. I was minding the. Look at, he takes my freaking guys. Okay, this is where he felt secure. It was like, okay, I have double crackdown, take both his monsters, and then he's gonna go Giant Rex and try to just generate advantage. But I think the fact that I had, like, the only thing that was bugging me was the Mystic Mind. But now that I have so many ways to interact with him, like, these are kind of, the Imperm's dead. These, you know, but I have double strike and Ash for the Ovi and the babies, right? So you see what I mean? Like, so he goes to attack, he goes save, and I go strike the baby, and then he just passes, and I'm like, this is over, because he can't activate this guy, and I was like, if he, I have strike for Nibiru. If he has Nibiru, that's the only way I lose. And he goes Ash. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So then I try to find a way to make to synchro climb into Satellite Warrior to just pop his field and his crackdowns, so I can get back my monsters. And I ended up finding a way. Look at this. Boom. And that's it. That's freaking crazy. Look at this. Oh my god. And that's over. Because this is where I was kind of getting in the feel for the deck and understanding it a little bit better. I mean, I understand it completely, but because there was these last two cards. There's always the last two cards that just make or break the deck, right? And again, he Nibiru's me. I'm like, fuck. And I try to dig for something. I mean, I just try to dig for like a strike or Imperm, or just a form to interact. And this is where I was trying out Gamma in this build, but I assume like I like it for the simple fact that it stops Ash when you go Converter, right? You go Converter, and it just negates and destroys, which is what it's like. That's the reason why I like Strike, because it negates and destroys, so you don't have to constantly keep getting beaten down by a monster. Like with Valor, you negate something, yeah, but they keep the monster, they keep beating you down, and that can be that can take its toll through turns. And then I was like, maybe play this, right? So I can negate the Ash when we try to, you know. So they do this harder because I'll go Omega right away, and then, you know, like or potentially hit the Nibiru, or if they have Nibiru. But then I soon come to realize that, like, I mean, it has all this like pros for it. It's a tuner. It's a level 2. It stops Ash. It helps me going for second if I go second, you know. But you'll see what I mean. Like, this token was just in the way. This token was just not leaving. It was just there. Like, what am I supposed to do with this token? So I was like, okay, maybe I get a second chance here. I was like, maybe I go tuning, he negates or some shit, or maybe I don't know what I was thinking. Like, but I was like, this is garbage. Like, even if I mill something good, it won't really help me. Like, because he's negated with Mecha Ball, and then he attacks for game next turn. So I was like, then like, yeah, it was awful. So then I go first again, and once again, look, you see what I mean? I don't use a Doppel yet. You don't use Doppel because there's no point. Like, you want to make sure you have a contingency plan, because this is your primary play, secondary play. Okay, that's something you like. You can't be greedy. You cannot be greedy, because you have to play as if they always have Nibiru. So you just keep it in hand. I go for the speeder play, and I go response, and he's like, once you resolve speeder, you always have resolution anything. If they don't have anything, odds are you're gonna resolve your field, and that's most of the. I haven't lost since I've resolved even that one play. That's just, oh my god! It's just you win because you have yeah. It's just the dynamic that those two have is just amazing. Look at this. Look at this. Just keep going, man. Just keep going. What do I hit? Yeah, and he just scoops. He's like, no way. Okay, so game 3, right? My Ash is Alistair, and he's like, okay, damn. What am I supposed to do? And I end up milling the Doppel, dude. And I have a double Ash for the Sanctum. Like, typically, normally opening a double Ash was kind of eh. But in this scenario, it saved my first big time. Because I just Ash his Sanctum. Like, look at that. What the heck? Like, it's crazy. And I just go off. Like, the only way you can do it is if he goes Nibiru. And he had Nibiru. Sanctum and Nibiru. Sanctum and Nibiru, man. Like, what the hell? That's crazy. I go for it and I just go off. Look at this. This is exactly my point, right? This is exactly my point. If you have Doppel in hand, you save it. You have to save it. And right here, I think I should have. Right here, I should have thought it through better. I should have thought it. I should have thought it through better here. But you see what I mean? Was look at. I go with Quandex, right? I should have gone. What you see? I just go keep drawing. I mean, regardless, right? I'll still be able to do like enough, like an impact, right? Banish, and I just banish another Sanctum. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should have this. I should be game. I have Call by the Grave. I have Effect Veiler, and he just shows me that he has Mystic Mind. I'm like, wow, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm pretty sure I had game. I'm pretty sure I had game away in some shape or form. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was so dumb. But it was so he tries to use this as win con. The only way I can win is if I draw into my order, and he's like getting really cocky, like, oh yeah, he's just gonna deck me out. And he's like, you probably have no side ups. Like, he's like, you probably only sided Lightning Storms. I was like, I don't even side that card. So in my mind, I was like, I need to draw into order, because you know, if that's his win con, then he's just just not do anything. So then I scare him, like, oh yeah, like how much attack is the token? I set pass, set pass, set pass, set pass. We set pass, set pass, set pass, and finally, I finally get it. Like, I was about to shuffle my hand, but maybe that would have been an indicator that, okay, he might think that I drew something, you know. So I'd rather just not shuffle, just set, make it seem like I don't have anything, and then I just go. And then tell him I freaking drew it. Damn it! Oh my god, this is a crazy deck, man. The variants that the decks that they've been trying to build. Look at this. Crazy. Look at this. Combo. I think I messed up on this sequence. I think I do some weird ass stuff. I can't remember if I. Yeah, I mean, I still end on the 3 negates. I still do it, but like, there was no reason for me to synchro off the Librarian that early, and yeah. At this point, I'm not sure what he was playing. I was like, he's playing with Dolce? He's playing some sort of Earth Rock deck with like, look at that. Look at that. How crazy is this? Veiler this guy. See, this is the issue with their deck. Like, it's normal summon bound, and that's something you have to address. You know, of course, like, sometimes you can only address it so much. You know you have ways to like counteract that, but like, sometimes you don't draw it, and that's just unfortunate. So I go for the combo, right? And then he goes to the Rocky Boy. See the Rocky Boy? Yeah, he goes in the beer. I'm like, fuck. I didn't know what he was playing against. I kind of knew, but like, I normally side Final Sigma for this specific scenario, but like, yeah. And then he just goes off, and I'm like, okay, I see enough. I'm like, no, that's game. So then I end up, dude, I go first, and I'm like, damn, this sucks, cause like, I know how aggressive that deck can be, and I know how aggressive my deck can be, but I was like, okay, I have to go back old school, cause if you're those of you that played long enough, you guys are aware that this was the iconic duo. This was the combo. You Veiler them, and then someone junk Doppel and just go off. TG Librarian formula, like, that's the OG combo. So I was like, let's hope that gets me there. So I passed, and then he just adds all this stuff, and I get scared. I'm like, oh shit. And then I can Veiler this, and he just goes attack, and I'm like, okay, just don't set backward, please, and don't have Nibiru, and I got this. Don't have it, and I got this. So then he goes attack and passes, and I draw another synchron, and this is where I'm like, summon, activate effect. Watch it, see, activate effect. And he's like, Okay, I'm like, oh my god. Don't have rock and it's over. And I risk it. I was like, he rage quit. Oh my god. Let me go show you the deck list, okay? Okay, so here's the deck list. So if you notice, I ended up cutting the slot junctions from the previous build, right? Because I don't know, like it was cool. It's consistency wise, it was awesome. But like, I needed some like a main deck like against a backrow deck, because like I was playing as Eldritch, there's the new zombie deck, and their traps were kind of oppressive because like it's recurring. Like so you like they can't really OTK you, so you can like afford to like buy yourself another turn by like just sitting and passing. But like the fact that they can like negate a spell trap and then just banish your card, and then like so you need some sort of like out to that. And same thing with Orcher. It's like it's just a floodgate. Like once you start drawing off the burn, if you draw it, you're most likely gonna win, because like you don't have to worry about spells, which is one of the main power plays people have in their decks, apart from monster effects. And you just gotta worry about monster effects. Okay, it's fine. You can't use any extenders through spells. So then I ended up maxing on Nibiru. I added another anti-spell because I took it out of the side. But like I said, if you haven't watched the last video where it's a controversial like discussion about cutting Monster Reborn, cutting 1-for-1, cutting Fool's Burial, because like the theory behind it was like, okay, so you want consistency, right? You want cards that do and work with each other. So like, for example, right, you wanna resolve the junk play. You wanna get to this, you wanna get to that, you wanna get to that, you wanna get to that, because that gives you the primary play and the secondary play, which is the Doppel, right? That's what you want. And although Monster Reborn is an amazing extender, Foolish as well, they're one-ups. So like the odds of you seeing it are not really likely, but when you do see them, they're amazing, which is why they're highly considered. But in this case, I wanted consistency, right? I wanted to interact properly, have higher the chances of seeing this engine, right? Seeing this engine, and then interacting if I need to stall for turn, like for time, right? Just try to get another turn, buy another turn, so I can get to these cards. Once you resolve that, you've hindered your opponent throughout that process, so you hindered their establishment, right? Unless they have like a strike or an ash, but then that's when you have Call by the Grave. And that, like I said, these are just the main, like it deals with backrow decks, it deals with like aggressive decks with spells and stuff. And so if you see it, it's like a win button kind of like basically. And the side deck, this guy, for those of you that haven't seen it, it's basically, so when you get your Brood, they give you a token. So by then you'll have Jet Synchron engraved, and then you pitch for it, assuming you don't have Jet. I mean Doppel, and you make this guy. It's just a token and Jet. Make this guy, and then you set your Solemn, set your this card impermanence, and end with like hand traps in hand, so you have a beater. And then odds are, like if you have access to this, because you max it out, so you're gonna see this. You'll summon this off of a speeder. So then if they try to crash with Nibiru, you just protect it. And like some people don't read cards, and they'll just crash into it, and then you save your guy, and you have a 3k beater that's immune to anything. And that'll stall you long enough so you can draw into junk, or access to junk to do another push. But yeah, dude, like it's pretty cool. Like this, like I said, it's like you gotta do little tiny tweaks at a time, little updates. Just gotta figure out what's right, what isn't right. I was trying out like 2 of these and one of this, but I didn't know what else I wanted to put. Like maybe an upstart, but I was like, I don't know. Like at first, I wasn't playing this at first. I was playing upstart, and one day just as filler cards, just like because I don't want to see anything else. I want to see something like this, or just any form of interaction. And this can like stall a turn, right? If like you see that, okay, that spell is quite important. And then this will just like let you like pass, and then it doesn't matter how many traps they set. You just reboot them, and then you're free to go do whatever you want. But that's gonna be, hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and then, oh yeah, also I'm still working on this deck. Hang on, let me see the camera. This deck, right? I'm still working on this deck. The Dawn and Dusk, right? because it's another option, another variant of the deck that you could possibly play. But yeah, dude. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Hopefully, all of you staying safe. Wash your hands like after if you're solitary on your desk, and you like try not to touch your face, because then your decks most likely your cards are dirty, so you don't want to be like getting an infection on your eyes, stuff like that, because that's like, yeah. Anyways, stay safe. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.